So over the last week or two, we've talked about the anti-radiation missiles that were taking out SAM sites, from the F-105 Thunder Chief to the F-4 Phantom and a host of other aircraft, but we've never really talked about the squadrons that they were a part of. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about the Fighting Ferrets.
Actually, it's Wild Weasel.
Listen, Junior, this is my video. Dad's talking. Anyway, today we're going to be getting into the Wild Weasel program. The Wild Weasel program was originally started in 1965 when Soviet SAM sites were taking out American strike aircraft, and it was originally called Project Ferret. Take that, Junior. Now, they ended up changing the name because the term ferret was used in a different operation during World War II, and they didn't want to confuse those two with bureaucratic paperwork, because nothing is ever perfect and everything is covered in red tape. So to make a long story short and a short story harder, basically what would happen is they would take an entire squadron of either F-4s, F-105s, or a mixture of the two, load them up with air-to-ground missiles, anti-radiation missiles, and a lot of radar equipment and electronic warfare packages to hunt down these surface-to-air missile sites. Now you might be wondering what the letters here stand for on the patch, and I wondered the same thing, so I looked into it. Apparently it's one of the original mottos. It stands for "You Gotta Be Shitting Me." Another pretty common one was "First In, Last Out," and that was pretty prominent from 1965 to 1972. As far as the Wild Weasel program goes, it was mainly used in the 35th Tactical Fighter Wing and the 37th Tactical Fighter Wing, and some common armaments and ordnance used were the AGM-88 HARM, AGM-65 Maverick, the AGM-78 Standard ARM, the ALQ TAC-119 Radar ECM Pod, and the AGM-45 Shrike, which was actually replaced by the AGM-88 later on. And just to clarify that between the 35th and 37th Tactical Fighter Wings, they both had their own patches, and on all of their aircraft, they would commonly use just WW, just to indicate that their aircraft were designated as Wild Weasel aircraft for those loadouts and armaments. Now, just because I like to be thorough and I like to bring receipts, this is an F-4 Phantom loaded out with the Wild Weasel armament system and the loadouts. So it's got the ALQ TAC-119, the AGM-88, the AGM-78, the AGM-65, and the AGM-45, all available and ready to go. So in conclusion, when you're talking about the U.S. military and throwing any problem at it, trust me, we have a solution for that. And that is your brief history for today.